Good morning, everyone. Please have a seat. I'm going to start off this morning by thanking God for the weather. It was a little touch and go earlier this week, and we could not have asked for more perfect weather to celebrate our 20th graduation. So with that, I want to welcome you to our 20th commencement ceremony for the Clinton School of Public Service at the University of Arkansas. We are gathered here today at the One World campus, the site of our school's future, and a place that looks also to our history, celebrating where we have come from. And as we reflect on this journey, we reflect on the village it took us to get here. We thank all of those who were instrumental in the development and growth of this school over the past 2 decades. Individuals like Dean Emeritus Skip Rutherford. Skip, where are you? Skip. Bob Torvestad, our first field service director. And those who are no longer with us. Founding Dean, Senator David Pryor, our inaugural academic dean, Dr. Tom Bruce, and University of Arkansas System President Alan Sugg. From the University of Arkansas System, I want to thank you for continuing to support our momentum and our impact. Your steadfast support is critical to what we have been able to build. And I want to thank and acknowledge President Jay Silveria, who is with us today, Board of Trustee members Ashley Caldwell, Kevin Crass, and Ted Dickey. We also have members of the Clinton School Dean's Advisory Board with us. I'm looking straight at Dr. Dean Campiris and Bruce Lindsay. We want to thank the Clinton Foundation, President Clinton, Secretary Clinton, Stephanie Street, and Dr. Mike Hemphill. Thank you. I'm gonna guess that most of us have been to the Clinton Presidential Library. And on the wall, as you walk up to the second floor, there's a quote on the wall by President Clinton: "Public service is noble and important." And we thank you all here today for being with us to honor that commitment to such a noble cause. The Clinton School was launched as a bold experiment more than 20 years ago, when we were the first in the nation to offer a Master in Public Service degree. Today, we are celebrating our 20th cohort, and we are profoundly honored to have with us the man whose vision is the foundation for this school. President Clinton, thank you for being here today to deliver our keynote address. Your presence makes this historic moment truly complete. At the Clinton School, as our graduates I'm looking at right here know, we are in the business of how. While others may talk about what needs to change, our students spend 2 years learning how to work with small communities across Arkansas to global organizations and making a positive impact while doing it. You, class of 2026, are the proof of concept from 20 years ago. 2 of the pioneers from that class of 2006 are with us here today: Scott Curran and Mayor Vivian Flowers, members of our very first graduating class in 2006. They have returned to see how the seeds that they have planted 20 years ago have grown and blossomed. Thanks to Scott, you will each be receiving a copy of his new book, Better Good: A Simple System for Creating Lasting Change. And I believe that it is the perfect mantra for you, graduating class of 2026, because as Scott teaches us, more isn't always better, better is better. Mayor Flowers served 5 terms in the Arkansas legislature and currently serves as mayor of Pine Bluff, where she brings to life the lessons that she learned in that very building. Clinton School graduates of 2026, you are an investment in our collective future. As you build your public service toolkit, remember the measure of success that is most important, beyond the grades, beyond the GPA. It is what President Clinton reminds us. Were the people we sought to serve better off when we left than when we arrived? And now it is my honor to introduce President of the University of Arkansas System, General J.B. Silveria. President Silveria joined the University of Arkansas family last year, bringing with him a distinguished 35-year career in the United States Air Force. A retired lieutenant general and former superintendent of the U.S. Air Force Academy, he has commanded air operations in 20 nations and led with a level of excellence that is a model for us all. From his time at the Bush School of Government and Public Service to his current role at the helm of our system, he has been a steadfast advocate for the transformative power of education. Please join me in welcoming the President of the University of Arkansas System, Jay Silveria.
As the president of the University of Arkansas System, I represent a system that educates over 70,000 students. And today it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you two of those students for today's ceremony. We will first hear from our in-person program representative, followed by a Clinton School online student speaker. Josie Tilley came to the Clinton School with a proven heart for service, having completed 2 years as an AmeriCorps Vista. During her time with us, she has applied her passion for community service to impactful projects ranging from youth development of agriculture skills in the Arkansas Delta to nonprofit outreach in Ireland. Beyond her academic and field achievements, Josie has served as a vital leader on campus as president of the Student Government Association. Carol Delaney joined the Clinton School as a seasoned leader, bringing over 2 decades of expertise as the founder and principal broker of CD Real Estate Group and nearly 20 years of dedication to the nonprofit sector. Already holding multiple advanced degrees and professional designations, Carol chose to further her commitment to community impact through our online program, focusing her year-long capstone, researching how to strengthen interfaith cooperation and community dialogue at the Interfaith Center here in Little Rock. Please join me in welcoming Josie Tilley.
Good morning. That's a long walk. All right, good morning, everyone. It is an honor to graduate in this 20th year of this wonderful school. Thank you, President Silveria, for that wonderful welcome. And thank you, Mr. President, for the vision that resulted in this school. It is amazing what can happen in just 20 years. In 1789, President George Washington was inaugurated, and just 20 years later, in 1809, the country had grown to 17 states and was a rising player on the global stage. While U.S. suffrage activity had been ongoing for decades, a leadership transition happened in 1900 in which women changed tactics from polite lobbying to controversial public parades, public speeches, public rallies, and disruptive picketing. Just 20 years later, in 1920, the 19th Amendment was ratified, giving women the right to vote. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee would create what would become the World Wide Web. Just 20 years later, in 2009, there would be 1.73 billion internet users worldwide and about 234 million websites. In 1972, a young Bill Clinton would move to Texas with Hillary Rodham to work as staffords in the George McGovern presidential campaign. There, the young Clinton would work with a young Ann Richards, a future Texas governor, and just 20 years later, in 1992, a bit older Bill Clinton and a still young Hillary Rodham Clinton would emerge from the old State House just a few blocks from here to celebrate his first presidential win. Just 20 years later, 20 years. Relatively and historically speaking, it's not a lot of time, but it's amazing what motivated people can create, can accomplish, can change when they find collaborative ways to work with others, to put aside their egos and fire up their let's goes, to work selflessly behind the scenes to make what appear to be small changes that result in a better world with more opportunities for hundreds, thousands, or millions. To be sure, those aforementioned moments in history were not without trial and error. Success is often the result of failures that are overcome. President Clinton was fond of saying during his time in the White House that there is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America. Well, America now needs a lot of curing. Our experiences at the Clinton School have prepared us with the knowledge and expertise to be part of the cure. In 2 years, our class has completed 10 practicum projects, totaling 9,912 hours, 48 international service projects with 35 partner organizations in 19 countries. We are completing 52 capstone projects with an anticipated 13,000 hours and about 730 volunteer hours, all in 2 years, just 2 years. So imagine what we can do in 20. Our work at the Clinton School is underpinned by our strong sense of community, working with and for the people that we serve. Christina Cook, after regaining communications with Houston during the Artemis II lunar flyby, said, "We will always choose Earth. We will always choose each other." So let's get out there and see what we can do in the next 20 years to be part of the cure and choose each other. Thank you.
Thank you all. My security detail was supposed to walk me up here, but he chose to stay right there. Thank you. Welcome, fellow students, past graduates, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud families and friends, to the volunteers, and to everyone else who has made this day possible. Thank you. A special thanks to President Clinton and Madam Secretary Hillary Clinton, and to all who helped to create the Clinton School of Public Service. To my fellow graduates, it is truly an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate this incredible milestone. We are here together at the end of one journey and at the beginning of another. Many of us have balanced family life and careers, such as executive directors, entrepreneurs, and leaders. Some even earned multiple degrees at once, studied abroad, and even pursued a PhD alongside this program. We survived many discussion posts, late-night assignments, group projects, policy analysis, group meet threads, and many, many Zoom calls. And if nothing else, we all have earned a lifetime of explaining what STATA is to all of our families and friends. Through it all, we learned grit, resilience, and patience. Most importantly, we learned what it truly means to serve others. But we did not make this journey alone. We had our faculty who believed in us. We had each other. We encouraged and supported one another, especially when we felt overwhelmed. We encouraged each other to push through, do not quit. We had our families who sacrificed, stood beside us, and reminded us why we started in the first place. And without your support, this day could not have been possible. Thank you. I want to share a story with you. When I was 16 years old, my cousin and I were eager to begin working. We applied everywhere, but kept hearing the same thing. We needed more experience. We asked, how can we gain experience if no one will hire us? My auntie suggested that we write the governor. And to our surprise, then Governor Clinton personally called us. He said that he received our letter and was happy that we wanted to start working. He asked where had we applied and where we would like to work. Well, being 16 and living in Hot Springs, we said, Magic Springs. A few weeks later, we received a call. We were hired. That moment taught me something that I carry with me to this day. Having an opportunity can change everything. Sometimes it only takes one person to open a door. I will always credit President Clinton for opening that door for us at such an important moment of our young lives. Thank you. As we begin our next chapter as public servants, let us remember those who are too often overlooked, the marginalized, the underserved, and the unheard population. As Congressman John Lewis reminded us, never ever be afraid to make some noise and get into some good trouble, some necessary trouble. Let us be the ones who open doors. Let us be the ones who create opportunities, and let us be the ones who never forget why we chose this path in the first place. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Scott Curran, and 20 years ago, I had the distinct privilege of walking across this stage as part of the inaugural class of the Clinton School of Public Service. Let me start with a sincere thank you to those who've spoken before me, to the University of Arkansas system leadership, to the Clinton School leadership, to the faculty and staff, to the family and friends here, and most importantly, to you graduates. It is an honor to be with you 20 years later. I want you all to know something. When I was first asked to join you this morning, I was unaware that President Clinton would be joining us as well. Weeks later, I learned that his schedule would allow him to attend and that the order of today's events would be such that I would be introducing him. And let me be clear, this is a true honor and feels in many ways like a full circle moment. Because 20 years ago, I walked across this stage as a member of the class and thanked President Clinton for creating a school that I knew had changed my life, even though I could not know exactly how much. And so it's deeply meaningful to stand on this stage and thank him again today, knowing exactly how much it has. Thank you. But I have something I need to confess. Over the past 20 years, during my decade proudly serving with the Clinton Foundation, and the second decade since that I have remained close to it, I have had the distinct privilege of hearing President Clinton speak on literally hundreds of occasions. Each of those times, he has been introduced by someone else. As I prepared for today, I came to the startling realization that for the life of me, throughout the entire span of the past 20 years, including my own graduation, I can't remember a single word that any person who spoke before him ever said. Not one. Now, this creates a very interesting challenge for me. On the one hand, I feel a real responsibility to say something, anything, that you might actually remember. And on the other hand, there is a certain relief in knowing that you probably won't remember a single word of it anyway. But as my very smart wife, Amy, reminded me, because protocol invites you to stand when welcoming President Clinton shortly, I'm at least guaranteed a standing ovation regardless. Lesson 1 to the graduates: take the wins where you find them. So with this in mind, memorable or not, I will do my best to be brief, because the remarks we are all here to hear are coming up next. I believe the single goal of any alumni speaker at an event like this is to offer insights that help accelerate your success in the journey ahead, so that you can take advantage of something my class did not have when we sat where you are, an alum's perspective. Now, I could tell you about the importance of your education, the value of the degree, the impact your work has had on the stakeholders you have already served, and those who will benefit from your service in the future, but so can many others. As an alum, however, my goal is to tell you about the single most important part of the experience that has delivered the most value to my career since I sat where you sit today, so that you might squeeze every bit of value out of this extraordinary resource as you depart this place, degree in hand, credential conferred, on a continuing journey in service to a world that we all know needs you now more than ever. The resource is the relationships with the people around you. I mean this in the literal sense of the classmates to your right and to your left, the family and friends surrounding you in this place and beyond, the faculty, staff, and mentors on this stage, those with whom you engage through your field service in this state, across the nation, and around the world. Because as I look back on 20 years since the inaugural graduation ceremony, amidst the blur that is 20 years that passed in the blink of an eye, the single most important variable in any success I've had in my career, and I would venture to guess that you will have in yours, is a direct result of the people with whom I have worked. In my case, Clinton School professors like Drs. Jay Barth and Mike Hemphill not only taught me in the classroom, they remain part of my life and work since, have become collaborators, colleagues, and most importantly, friends. Take your J's and your Mikes with you so you never stop learning. Classmates of mine, like Joe Ballard, who sat in the seat directly next to me on our graduation day, has been my colleague every day since. After graduation, we both went to work in Sturgis Hall, me upstairs at the Clinton Foundation for a one-year fellowship that turned into a decade-long career pivot of a lifetime, and Joe on the first floor at the Clinton School. He later spent a decade at the Clinton Global Initiative in New York, where we would share an office when I traveled there every other week. When I created my consulting practice and could afford him, Joe was my second hire. The first one was Zainab Shakely, who, like me, first joined the foundation here in Arkansas for a one-year fellowship. Like Joe, she transferred to New York and remained there for a decade. She helped me start my firm and became my first hire. Along the way, she and Joe became my son's godparents, and we all met in that building right behind you. Find your Joes and Zainabs so that you have lifelong friends on the road ahead. Mentors of mine, including Stephanie Street and Bruce Lindsay, who fielded wild proposals from a younger version of me for jobs that did not exist at the foundation, which they then supported me in outright creating, attaining, and remaining in during a decade of organizational change and evolution. These were positions that could easily have been filled by hundreds of other people with deeper ties to the Clinton world and greater credentials than my own. But Bruce, Stephanie, and others saw the value in maintaining relationships and championing students of public service who have walked across this stage. Stephanie and Bruce are true examples of behind-the-scenes public servants who I have sought to emulate in my life and career, and they have become treasured friends too. Treasure your Bruces and Stephanies so you can become a mentor to others. Throughout the past 20 years, a vast and rapidly expanding universe of colleagues, collaborators, and friends unfolded for me, enriching my work, opening my mind and my career to new possibilities, and this will happen for you too, because you opted into this pursuit of public service across all of its dimensions. But it will only happen for you if you are diligent about nurturing each relationship. So start with that person on your left and on your right, in the rows around you and on the stage before you, when you look back in 20 years, which will happen far faster than you can possibly imagine. I have every confidence that it will be the people with whom you have done your life's work in public service who will mean the most. Finally, there is one more category of people who can add immeasurable value to the journey ahead. And it delights me to no end that you now have what we didn't 20 years ago. That's the group of 700 other alumni who are eager to work with, support, and celebrate you today and every day that comes next. I'm so proud to be one of them, and on behalf of the other 699, it is a privilege to welcome you to our ranks because we can't wait to see what you're going to do next. So in this moment, take a moment, be proud, be grateful, and be excited about the achievements, the important work, and most importantly, those relationships behind you, around you, and ahead of you. Because in the end, when you have inevitably left this world better than you found it, it will be those people with whom you have done so, who have worked alongside you, who have supported and championed you, and who have benefited from your world-changing work, who will have made all the difference, and on whom you will have made your greatest impact. Mr. President, once again, on behalf of the now more than 700 alumni of this school bearing your name, allow me to say thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man whose vision inspired the reason we are all here today, the degree these graduates will receive today, and the designation of professional public servant they will enjoy for a lifetime, the 42nd President of the United States, William J. Clinton.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank Scott Curran. You know, he was our general counsel for several years when we were basically still putting the whole foundation together. And he was in Chicago. And they said, well, how in God's name can you have you got a foundation in Arkansas and New York and your lawyers in Chicago? I said, well, he's affordable. And a remarkable man, and as you know, one of the class gifts is he gave you all a copy of his book. I urge you to read it. The other night, I was home in New York, engaging in one of my favorite activities every year. I was watching the NBA playoffs, and the Knicks were playing. And so at every Knicks game, an old Knick alum named Walt Frazier is there. Only you who are basketball nuts will remember him, but he's 85 now. And he was an amazing basketball player. And he always shows up at the game wearing wild coats and wild ties. And the Knicks were winning this game by a lot. And they asked Walt about it, and he was supportive of the team that was losing. He said, look, they got a lot of players that are good players, and they'll grow into this. The problem is they know the what, but not the how. And I thought, he went to the Clinton School too. I'll never forget that. One of the people I wish were here today is David Pryor, because he told one of my favorite stories that it's hard for younger people who were raised in the high-tech area to understand. But he said when he went off to the University of Arkansas from Camden, which is in deep South Arkansas, with a friend of his friend hated to leave his girlfriend. He was wildly in love with this young girl, and since there were no cell phones, no emails, and long-distance calls were expensive, he wrote her every single day. And he only got to come home at Thanksgiving, and sometimes not then. But he did get to come home at Christmas, otherwise he had to wait till the school year was over. And David said when he got home in June, he saw a notice in the paper. He saw the girl's picture, and he was so happy. And he said, I'm so glad you and Jimmy he called her. He said, I'm so glad you and Jimmy are getting married. And she said, David, I'm not marrying Jimmy. He said, well, who are you marrying? She said, the mailman. And he said it to make the point that no matter who you are, where you live, what you're doing, personal contact still matters. And essentially, there are 1,000 stories like that. A great friend of mine named Jim Hunt just passed away. His daughter is now the Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, and he is the only governor of North Carolina to have served 4 terms. And people used to joke that when Jim Hunt referred to my dear friend, he was talking about anybody that ever voted for him. His friend was somebody who had once crossed the North Carolina state line. He was a fanatic about personal contact. You are about to honor with an honorary degree my friend Carlotta LaNier, who was the youngest of the Little Rock Nine, but in many ways the savviest. And she sort of herded them all for several decades now. But I got 3 copies of her new children's books to take to my grandchildren because I know they'll get something out of it. So I was thrilled when President Silveria was selected to be head of the University of Arkansas system. And I asked him if he was having a good time. And he said he was. I could tell you stories about all this all day, but it's very important. Whatever else, is that you try to answer the how question, and that you never forget the importance of personal contact. I want to thank all the educators, mentors, family members, and friends who have supported this graduating class. My friend, the late Bob Strauss, who was maybe the greatest chairman of the Democratic Party we ever had, said that one problem with politicians is they all want you to believe they were born in a log cabin they built themselves. And nobody builds their own log cabin alone. We started this school with a pretty simple premise. We wanted to help people pursue careers in public service, which I still believe is a noble calling, and to give them the tools to do it better. But a lot of those tools start with knowing other people. Yesterday, I called Hillary this morning really early. I almost had a heart attack yesterday. We went out on the bridge, the walking bridge over the Arkansas River, to film a little segment about one of the 42 people who became an American citizen yesterday, works in our library. And he came to America from Mexico 17 years ago to visit his eldest child who was desperately ill and was approved to come into our country to get medical care because what she needed was not available at the time in Mexico. So after he left her, after several weeks in California, he decided to drive across America and then come, and he stopped here. And he fell in love with Arkansas and started 10 years of work, which he was approved to do at our library here. And he became a citizen yesterday. So anyway, but I had started thinking about today and the fact that you were going to give Carlotta this degree. So I turned around and I started to walk off, and I saw for the first time in about 30 years a man I went to law school with who is the son of President Eisenhower's Attorney General when he called out the Guard and federalized it to integrate Little Rock Central High School. And, you know, I almost fell out. But we were friends in law school, and we were in the trial court group together. So I've got a picture of him that I look at every day. It's the funniest picture from our law school years where Hillary and I and everybody else that was on the trial team, we've got our chins down on the table looking up like this. And there he was. And he just was driving across the country with his wife and decided to stop and see the library. He had no idea any of this was going to happen. And I thought, you know, that guy was a profoundly decent person. And his father, who also lived to be about 90, was a great attorney general. But there we were, just people meeting on a bridge. The important thing for me to say to you is that this school has worked out better than I ever dreamed. Oh, I wish we'd had more money. I wish we could have had bigger classes in the beginning. I wish 1,000 things. But thanks to the continued support of the university and to people like those who've Scott mentioned, including Mike Hemphill, who's given us the better part of his life, and Bruce Lindsay, who's the only person I know who still remembers everybody and everything. Sometimes I wish his memory weren't as good as it is. Dr. Dean Compuris, who convinced us to come here and then got us the land. all of these people believed in you before they knew you. They believe everybody deserves a chance, and everybody's got a role to play, and everybody should have the ability, the tools, to live their dreams. And we think if that happens, our democracy will go on. This is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And a few years later, 11 to be exact, we had the Constitution. The preamble to the Constitution, basically the preamble, is the most important thing that can guide us now. It begins, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union." And then it lists the items that the founders thought were important then. There's a direct relationship between that and the fact that the students at the Clinton School have now performed more than 500,000 hours of field service. They have gone on to make a difference in a whole lot of different kinds of careers, in government and policy making, at NGOs, working on all kinds of issues, and in the private sector, advancing innovative approaches to shared challenges. The graduates of this school have proved you don't need to hold public office to do public service. For all that, I am very grateful. The world you live in today looks a lot different than the one Scott graduated into 20 years ago. But it still needs your knowledge, your skills, and your experience, maybe more than ever. There are new challenges to institutions, to rights, to freedoms. Around the world, armed conflict is proliferating again. Global needs outpace resources everywhere, and also, too often, they outpace resolve to do something about them. And it reflects something that's happened in the last few years, which was entirely predictable. If you look at the histories of all democratic governments, which is that we have tended to drift into a divisive tribalism. I mean, we're all tribal. If you have a favorite team in any contest, you're not exactly cheering for the other guys to win. But the real question for democracy is whether you can be proud of your tribe, be convicted in your beliefs, and still find room for others to be part of the decision-making process and day-to-day living. The big question the world is facing today is whether we will have inclusive tribalism or divisive tribalism. After 16 years, the voters in Hungary decided the other day that they'd had enough of divisive tribalism. Then 2 months later, the voters in Bulgaria said, I think we'll try it anyway. And the thing I want to say to you is that is human history. And there are wars that we all fight with ourselves every day. Wars of human nature that are as old as time. You just have to decide whether you're going to play a part in them or sit on the sidelines. Many people have sought the urge to see life in America as a dog-eat-dog, zero-sum game. In order for you to win, somebody's got to lose. You can only win if somebody loses. And if you're not winning, at least you can make more losers, and that'll make you feel better. The work you have done at this school, I hope, offers a better model. I hope that your experiences in the public service requirements to get this degree prove that cooperation is better than conflict. We know from mountains of research that diverse groups make better decisions than totally homogeneous groups or lone geniuses. We have evidence of that. So what people are saying is, don't bother me with the evidence, my feelings count for more. Big part of growing up is knowing what to do with your feelings. Heck, if we all acted on all our feelings all the time, the jails would be fuller than they are. And most of us would be there. So I want you to be thinking about that today. Our 250th anniversary is an opportunity and an obligation to step back and ask ourselves all over again some of the fundamental questions. Do we really believe that the Declaration of Independence is true? Are we all created equal? Are we all entitled to the same rights and freedoms? Should we be free to make our own future and the future life of our country? Is the most important thing whether your crowd is dominant or whether you have a chance to fight another day. And in the meanwhile, an opportunity to make some contribution today. I think the thing I've gotten the biggest kick out of in the last few years is the Presidential Leadership Scholars Program that we run with George Bush. And we go to his library and here, and his father's library and the LBJ library, where I was the other day. And he picks 30 people, I pick 30 people. They go and study decisions by presidents, try to reach conclusions about them. And then they break up into groups, small groups, and they pick some problem they'd like to solve. And the interesting thing is that without exception, more than 80% of the time, these groups eventually reach complete consensus on what it would be best to do. Because they become people to each other, they listen to each other, and they learn from each other. That's what our founders had in mind, I think, in making our union more perfect. We will never be perfect. There will always be problems. Sometimes we won't have the answer to those problems and may not have them for years. But what the founders are saying, that's all true, but you can be more perfect. You can always do better than you're doing. And you should have the chance to do better than you're doing. We should empower you to do better than you're doing. That's what I hope you got out of this experience at the Clinton School. So far, in 250 years, we have come close to the brink of losing our democracy on more than one occasion. But at the last minute, we've always pulled up and said, I think we'll stick around, see if we can work this out. We wanted to give you the tools to play a personally fulfilling and nationally urgent need. To me, one of the most important things that I was able to participate in when I was president was spending $3 billion of your money to finish the sequencing of the human genome. And just last week, there was in the papers all over America this picture of this beautiful, smiling baby who was born stone deaf because of a genetic anomaly, which, when fixed, immediately gave the kid hearing better than I have now. Now, the article went on to explain that the problem he had many variations, and so still some of the people who got this treatment needed hearing aids, but everybody got their hearing who had this condition. And I thought, that's what I hope would happen, that we would be able to learn something about how we work. And people way smarter than I am would be able to figure out how to make it work for everybody. And I've been in a good humor all week. Every time I get mad about something I read in the paper, I think about that kid laughing and being able to hear for the first time. Because the American people, through their government, spent their money to solve this little problem. Just a few months from now, if I make it till August, I will turn 80. When that happens, I will be the oldest man in my family, save one, in 4 generations. 4 generations. No man except my grandmother's brother, who had a 6th grade education, and I bet his IQ was 170. And he never stopped laughing. He survived lung cancer and lived 20 more years. And I think it's because his mind was always popping and he never stopped laughing. And I remember speaking at his funeral in 1995 in a little funeral home in Hope, Arkansas. And I thought about all the times we'd shared together and all the things I'd learned from him. Most of the time in my life, for a long time, I was the youngest person doing whatever I was doing. One day I woke up, I was the oldest man in every room. It does not take long to live a life, especially if you're having a good time doing it. So that's the other thing I want to say to you. Bad things will happen to you. Misfortunes will happen to you. You just have to keep going, knowing that the tide will turn and treating every day like a gift. I have been privileged to know some of the most famous and impactful people in the world in the years that I served in public life. But I still believe that some of the best people I ever met were people I knew just because I was paying attention wandering around here growing up. And that's the other thing that I want to say to you. There are no final victories or defeats in this life. So the prize will go to those who learn the discipline of gratitude and the importance of persistence. Your degree, I hope, has given you exposure to how to make things better. Whatever tight you're in, whatever bind you face. don't ever give it up. Remember how you felt today. On a bad day, remember how you felt today. And keep asking yourselves questions. One of the things that I have learned from watching countless people is that everybody is keeping score all the time. Sometimes we're not aware of it. Sometimes we just want to deny it. But people do keep score. So I urge you to be explicit. What do you want? Your country, your state, your community, your family. What do you want for them? What can you do to make it more likely? And if you make a mistake, what's the right response? When Chelsea was in high school, the kids, I had to learn language all over again. Now, my grandchildren in school, I'm having to learn language all over again. But one of my favorite sayings of her generation was, denial is not just a river in Egypt. And we need to think about that. It really hurts to have to admit that you were wrong about something. It hurts even more to have to admit you did wrong about something. But the good book says, a happy heart doeth good like medicine, and a broken spirit drieth the bones. So I want you to be doing something like I'm doing when you're 80. And then some of your mistakes will seem almost silly. And others will fade into the background, and people will learn to take you as you are. You got this degree for a reason. You wouldn't have come here if you didn't want to figure out how to do things better. Would you? This whole school was set up to answer the how question. Maybe it ought to be named after Walt Frazier instead of me. That's what I wish your life to be. Have a good time trying to figure out how to do things, how to make things better. Ask yourself how you're going to keep score. Many, many years ago, I said, this is what I want to do with my life, and how will I just keep score? Are people better off when you quit than when you started? Children have a brighter future, and are we coming to better together or being torn apart? I still think diversity is a good thing. And contrary to what some people say, implying that these diversity programs are designed to achieve quotas, that's not true. They're just designed to make sure that the whole field is considered before decisions are made, to give everybody a chance to be considered, everybody a chance to play the game, everybody a chance to bring their house skills to any human dilemma. I wish you well. I hope you do well, and I hope you do good. And I hope you have a good time doing it. God bless you.
Please welcome James L. Rutherford III, Dean Emeritus of the University of Arkansas Clinton School of Public Service.
Thank you. Thank you. It is a rare and profound honor to welcome a friend and a woman whose courage nearly 70 years ago reshaped America. At just 14 years of age, Carlotta LaNier became the youngest member of the Little Rock Nine. Despite the closing of schools and the unimaginable pressures of the time, she remained undeterred, becoming the first black woman at Little Rock Central High School to receive her diploma. Her life's work has been a testament to the transformative power of education. As an advocate, author, business owner, and president of the Little Rock Nine Foundation, she has spent decades ensuring that the doors of opportunity remain open for all. The foundation has called the Clinton School its primary educational home since 2008, providing scholarships that have empowered public service. A recipient of the Congressional Gold Medal and an inductee into the National Women's Hall of Fame, she returns to us today to complete a historic full circle moment. At this time, I invite Kevin Kress, University of Arkansas Board of Trustee, and Carlotta to step forward for the presentation of the Honorary Master of Service degree, Master of Public Service degree, and the presentation of your master's hood.
Somebody's supposed to, yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Dean Rutherford. And as a member of the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees and on behalf of the University of Arkansas system, it's my honor to present to you Carlotta LaNier for your heart of service and your dedication to your home state of Arkansas with the second Honorary Master of Public Service degree from the Clinton School of Public Service at the University of Arkansas. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for that introduction there, Dean Skip. And thank you, President Clinton and Dean Soto and those trustees and all of you here in the audience, and especially you, the graduates here at this 20th anniversary. Thank you for recognizing me today as a recipient of the Honorary Masters in Public Service. Such an award that acknowledges public service, what I see myself having been doing for at least the past half-century, means a great deal. That this honor comes from an institution that is so much younger than myself, that is named to honor a president that was in the 6th grade when I entered Little Rock Central's high school, makes this moment quite personal. I was born right here in Little Rock. Its people and its geography and its ways of being shaped who I have become. Outside the Congressional Gold Medal, to be honored in my hometown, I'm not sure what award could be more meaningful. Thank you very much.
It's now my privilege to introduce a leader who has redefined how we approach some of our most complex challenges through the power of community and collaboration. As Executive Director of Restore Hope, Paul Chapman has developed a nationally recognized model that empowers families to move from crisis to long-term stability by aligning local resources and using real-time data. His work has transformed outcomes in child welfare and criminal justice. This innovative approach is now being evaluated by the University of Notre Dame as a potential evidence-based model for anti-poverty programs nationwide. Beyond his leadership at Restore Hope, Paul is the executive producer of Smart Justice, a platform dedicated to highlighting practical approaches to reform. He is a true practitioner of public service who believes that meaningful change happens at the grassroots level. This time, I would like to invite Ted Dickey, University of Arkansas Board of Trustee member, and Paul to step forward for the presentation of the Honorary Master of Public Service degree and the Masterhood.
On behalf of the University of Arkansas system, it's my honor to present you, Paul Chapman, my friend, for your heart of service and dedication to your home state of Arkansas. With the third honorary Master's of Public Service degree from the Clinton School of Public Service at the University of Arkansas. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Dean Soto. Thank you, Ted. Carlotta, it's an honor to sit next to you, receive this honorary degree. To the faculty and leadership of the Clinton School, this honor means a great deal to me. You built the first graduate program of public service in the country around a clear belief that our common humanity is a powerful force for transformative and sustainable change. And that's a conviction that me and my team share. 10 years ago, Arkansas was facing two terrible trends. We had rising incarceration and increasing numbers of children entering foster care. In response, we began building what is now known as the Restore Hope model, a structured method supported by technology that enables local communities to coordinate services and move families from crisis to career. When a family enters crisis, and I mean systematic crisis, where housing, employment, child welfare, and recovery are all happening at the same time, they're not dealing with a single issue, and they don't need just one source of help, but they have to navigate through a fragmented system, one intake at a time, one waiting room at a time, one caseworker at a time, each without full visibility into what the other has already done. That fragmentation produces delay, duplication, and in many cases results in failure. So we reframe the problem from not how do we help a family manage crisis, but how do we connect existing systems so that a family does not have to retell their story multiple times to access the support that they need and that's already in our communities. The answer to that question became Restore Hope. Today, communities across Arkansas and now in other states are implementing this model. We provide a shared infrastructure, a technology platform that aligns providers around a single family with shared data, shared goals, and real-time coordination. We pair that with training and local leadership development so that the model is operated by the community itself. It's for the community and it's by the community. The results are concrete. In one of the most challenged communities that we serve, the number of children in foster care has been reduced by half. Family reunification rates have increased by more than 20%, and full-time employment among participant families has increased by 57%. These outcomes are driven by local leaders coordinating their actions and by individuals in crisis who finally have reason to believe that their hard work will lead somewhere. To the graduates, you are entering a field defined by complexity. The constraints are real: policy, funding, and institutional inertia, and there are no easy solutions. But what is required are builders, individuals willing to operate at the intersection of policy and technology and service delivery and community, and to do the disciplined work of making systems function as intended. That's the assignment. And Arkansas is demonstrating that that coordinated work through systems that exist can produce better outcomes at scale. The question now is whether more communities will adopt a collaborative, data-driven approach to solving problems for their people. Thank you again to the Clinton School for this honor and preparing leaders who are equipped to take on the work. And congratulations, class of 2026. Now go build systems that work.
Please welcome Megan Jordan, Associate Dean of the Clinton School, and Ashley Caldwell, University of Arkansas Board of Trustee Board Member.
On behalf of the faculty, it is my honor to certify the candidates for the Master of Public Service. Will all candidates who are to receive the Master of Public Service degree please rise and remain standing? The wind is happy. Trustee Caldwell, I certify to you that those candidates who have completed all of their academic requirements are entitled to receive their degrees.
Now, by virtue of the authority vested by law in the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas System, I confer upon each of you the respective academic degree for which you have been recommended, with all of the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations appertaining thereunto, and I offer my sincere congratulations.
You can now take your tassel from the right of the hood to the left side. It is now time for the graduates to take to the stage for the presentation of their master hoods.
Larissa Bronte Agbo Congo. Oladotun Awoshosi. Rhonda Baber. Rebecca Billy. Juliana Bledsoe. Eric Brown. Letitia Brunson. Davis Bunn. Hannah Butler in absentia. Enrique Carbone. Dalen Davis. Carol Delaney. La Joya, Delaware. Ashley Bell Delgado. Shalia Dumas Campbell. Allie Dunbar. Lauren Janae Derby. Priya Elangovan. Crystal Yvonne Eldridge. Lillian Martell Floyd Henley. Jem Fruoff. Chelsea Fuston. Dimitri Andreas Garcia. Nathaniel Charles Harding. Michael Harris. Taryn Elise Harris. Jalen Humphreys. Tanisha Joshi. Clarence Edward Kilcrease III. Catherine Kornreich. Trinity Lisk. Emma Grace McDaniel. Paige Ann McKee in absentia. Myletta Moore Dawson. Rakayan Moss. Diana Catherine Nathan. Colleen Indiri Intepe. Maduabuchi Orakwelu. Pippa Pippa. Sarita Poirier. Kyleek Rich. Amanda Adelaide Rodriguez Smith. Sierra Marie Ross. Stanley Rousseau in absentia. Janet Kathleen Swiger. Lauren Elise Sermersheim. Summer Shannon in absentia. Jemiah Smith. Mary Lee Welch Smith. Jackson Stokes. Hannah Stone. Chloe Stringer. Kayla Tave. Triana Taylor. Matilda Thacker. Terry Nadine Thomas. Josie Tilley. Daisy Priscila Vesquez Guevara. Montail Williams.
Graduates, as this ceremony concludes, remember that you are now part of a 20-year-long legacy. Today, we honored Carlotta LaNier and Paul Chapman, two individuals who represent the very best of what it means to serve. Carlotta showed us that the bridge to tomorrow is built by those brave enough to take the first step. Paul has shown us that by aligning systems with empathy, we can solve life's most complex challenges. As you leave the stage tonight, carry the big picture with you. Remember President Clinton's challenge to leave people better off when you leave them than when you started. And remember, as you look at your community and think somebody should do something about that, you are as much a somebody who is capable of making that lasting impact. You have the power to make good, the power not just in this corner of the world, but all over the world. What we've heard today from all of our speakers is food for the soul. But I also leave you with some delicious real food. In that Little Rock's very own loblolly, we will have that in the Keller Murphy building right over here to the side after graduation. I hope you will join us to celebrate this next chapter. We're off to change the world. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Please rise for the recessional.